I hope everyone has had a great day, had a better one than I had at the beginning of my day. I'm gonna try to keep it short, but Wrestling and Rants is ranting is my thing. So, yeah, I'm tired. I did my hair last night, so I was in this bonnet. Went to bed early because my son had a all day field trip today with a charter bus, and of course he wants me to chaperone. Every time they have an event or a field trip, he wants mommy to be there. So, we had to be at the school at 7. And I woke up at 3:53 with severe cramps and chills, and I couldn't breathe. I felt like all I could do was like say Jesus, take some ibuprofen and go get my son's inhaler. I was real close to calling an ambulance. I had to call my sister, just in case she had to take my son to the school. Now the Texas teacher was like, I probably won't be coming. But I didn't want to go to the ER if I could get it to calm down. And I knew if I went there, he would miss his trip because we'd probably be there for at least 3 hours. Thankfully, I was able to go and I didn't have to drive because it was 3 hours there, 3 hours back. I rode with a parent. So my body got to rest, but I'm exhausted. Came home, we got home at 6. I think I slept for an hour and a half and my phone went off for Smackdown. I forget I set my phone for that because sometimes I either doze off or I'm busy, like cleaning up or cooking or something. So, yeah. But I fell asleep for like an hour and a half and woke up. Surprisingly, I'm not as tired as I was, but I'm still a little tired. But some people were saying that today the draft was boring because basically everyone stayed where they were. And then from the other perspective, people was like, this is great. Not only do we get glimpses of the draft, but we still get the storylines that are leading up to, the PLEs and stuff like that for this year. Okay, so people was calling this the Triple H era. I've been calling it what somebody I saw on Instagram call it the cinema era. So the last couple of weeks I've been fusing is the Triple H cinema era. And the reason why I say that is because Triple H is, like I mentioned before, one of the GOATs. He's one of the people that's been there, done that, So it's fresh eyes. When you have people that are behind the scenes that are in the mix of the conversations of like creative and management and stuff like that, they know what it's like. And that's why I love like Nick being on Smackdown and Adam being on Raw because they used to be wrestlers. And then like with I was gonna call her Ava, with Daphne and Jessica being refs because they used to wrestle. Like everyone understands the business in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? From the inside out. Well, if you were in hospitality, like I spent most of my career in, whether on the corporate side or the serving side, from the bottom up, basically. The stars and people that do like the stage setup and the production, they know, they're considered like the bottom, and then corporate people are like creative, it's the people that cut the checks, the people on the board, stuff like that. Bottom up, and that's because they know it so well that if someone from corporate is speaking from a hospitality experience, someone from corporate tells you, oh, this, we need to try this, or this might work, or we're going to hire this person, especially if you're good at your job and you're in tune with everything, what's going to work, what's not going to work, how long someone's going to be there. Me as a trainer, when I was a trainer, before I got into the HR side, someone from up front would be like, oh, we're hiring such and such. And I would look at them and be like, they're not going to be here 2 weeks. And my boss would look at me and was like, they're so good. No. They're so nice. I was like, I could tell you right now just by looking at them and just having you sitting there explaining stuff to them and the way they're looking. And then after the first day, they're not going to be here they're not going to be here more than 2 weeks. And sometimes it don't even take them working the first shift. It's just conversation. It's just a conversation. And when you're in tune with your job like that, like he is, and like I said, to mention the other people, okay? Like, I would rather have someone that comes in. That's, and no lie, one point in time, I was like, y'all need to have me go in there when y'all hire people. I could tell you who's going to last and who's not going to last. And every time I say somebody's not going to last 2 weeks, they're here 10 days and literally gone. They either quit or get fired. And he's just looking at me like, and I said, I'm trying to tell you, they have to come through me, okay? After you hire them, I have to train them, okay? And after that, they get trained on the job training, then they go and do their own thing. But I could tell you right now, okay? And I'd be like, I'd rather have someone who y'all aren't sure about and me sit there and listen to y'all have a conversation. And I know for a fact that they'll be good at their job just by the conversation. And I could hear discernment. I have the discernment, I guess that's what you call it, discernment for their job and the tone and how bad they want it and stuff like that. And the authenticity and stuff like that you're not sure about, that might mess up a couple times. I know that they'll be here longer than someone who you guys hire because they sound good and look nice. People put on facades all the time, or people think that they're going to be good at their job, and then they come into a certain situation and it's overwhelming for them. So, yeah, like he knows. So someone was like, he's setting up stories. Because some people say, yeah, the people say it's boring, but then there's someone else like, he's keeping it like the stories set up for the next PLEs or whatever. And I was like, yeah. I said, because when you know. Just like if I'm sitting here setting up Raw and Smackdown, the look of the arena every time, and I have someone coming in or trying to set something up that I normally set up, and when they do it, and before they even finish it, I'll be like, it's wrong. Or they be like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Like a stage manager, and you be like, you hanging that wrong, it's going to fall. Or then I have to come in behind you and do it. Like, little stuff. Or me being production on Sundays at church. When certain people do certain stuff, I literally have to come in every time. If I'm running a little late, not like late after church service. Like I might be late like 10 minutes before church starts. And it literally takes me 5-6 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes to look over everything, and I have to fix it. Like now, they don't, like, I'm supposed to train people there, and when I come in there now, all the people move out the way. Like, they don't even stay there no more. I'm like, y'all can stay right there. And I'm like, nope, you the queen. We're going to let you do what you do. Literally. Or they be like, the queen is here. Or like when we have a play or something, we had to play. The one guy was like, you're going to be here, right? Because I was thinking about acting in it. I was like, yeah. He was like, can you run the graphics and the sound and stuff? Or we didn't have something, people was panicking. Oh my God, we don't have this song. No. I typed that song up, whole song, in a minute. And the guy was like, and it showed up as the next song. He said, you typed it that fast? Yeah, like I typed it, put it in the system. And he was like, wow. But it's not that. It's not, when you're good at what you do, you know what you're doing. It's not hard. When you have people coming in from the outside, or you know what people are going to fit well with other people, it's not hard. And speaking of that, these releases that recently happened, not a fan of. Remember a couple months ago when I said there needs to be a cap for WWE hiring people? Like, it's okay to be a mega corporation with just 200 people. Like, I understand y'all want to give new talent opportunities and stuff like that, and y'all want to do all this stuff with WWE Speed. I still don't understand that. Like, when do y'all shoot that? And then the PLEs, and y'all switching networks for bigger deals and stuff like that. But not unless you're going to add another show, okay? Or make SmackDown 3 hours every Friday since it's moving to USA Network. There is no need to hire new talent when y'all don't use the talent on the roster. That makes no sense. So like Homeboy said, y'all want to make reach the Middle Eastern Indian market. Y'all don't have no Middle Eastern Indian people on the roster as far as we know. If you do, you don't use them. Okay, you fired homeboy. Okay, what's his name? Zion Quinn. This man sounds like, between himself and Damian Priest, they sound like they need to be on somebody's voiceover, something like just the aura of them. Okay, and then y'all fired Xia Li. I done said months ago that she needs to be in storyline. So y'all put her in something on NXT for a little bit and don't let her go. Like someone said on Twitter, why does every Asian female have to be a heel? Why we can't have a hug Xia Li? Y'all obviously want people, your talents have social media, but y'all don't follow their social media. Y'all see what homegirl do on her social media? I follow her on Instagram, okay? She works out like hell. She enjoys nature. Incorporate that. If everybody gets to add some of their ideas, their authenticity to their character, let her add her authenticity. I understand that she does the warrior thing and is giving Mulan. She's the first Chinese woman to be signed to WWE, but let her do that, okay? Let her be here. And then Cameron Grimes is hella good. Because when I've been watching for 2 years, rewatching. The matches that he's had, I'm like, he is excellent, okay? And mind you, he's a Ravens fan like me, okay? So that's extra points. He's from North Carolina, okay? That's where I live at now, okay? Like, excellent performer. Y'all could have put Pete with him. Or do him, Pete, and Tyler Bate. And one thing, I know y'all don't want to rip off anybody, or I don't know what y'all want to do. But y'all could copy AEW and make a triples tag team thing. It wouldn't even be a factions belt with 3 or more. You know what I'm saying? So that way, like, if Logan lost his belt, he could be teamed up with A-Town down under. The 3 of them could have a chance to win the belt. Then it could be like Tyler, Cameron, and Pete get a belt. And then you could have like New Day get a belt. Then you could have like I was gonna say Alpha Academy, but I think Chad just turned. He can't be in Alpha Academy. He just turned heel. But we can get somebody else in Alpha Academy, okay? Or it could be like a mixed tag belt where it's two men and a woman, okay? Like, he is talented as hell, but yet y'all got new people that y'all making a reality show about. Y'all got college kids. Like, if you're not going to do nothing with all these people you signing, stop wasting their time. Don't sign nobody else. NXT is capacity. Both the main rosters is capacity. Don't sign nobody else if you're not going to use them. Dark matches don't count. House shows don't count. Because if we don't see them on TV, then their merch sales is not going to be as high as someone that goes to every house show. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm one of those people that love wrestling so much that I'm sitting here watching every house show that people put up on YouTube, if I'm like a fan, a stan like that, then I would know, oh, okay, I ain't never seen this person. Oh, they can wrestle. But most people, and especially little kids, they not watching that. Now, they watch a lot of YouTube, but they not watching that. They watching video games and they watching other kids play with toys. Okay? Smackdown and Raw is when they watch it. That's when they figure out, oh, I want to dress like this. So not only are these people that have talent not getting paid as much as the main and mid card stars, they're not selling no merch to get a percentage of it. Like, stop doing that. My man was upset, and the hell, we was upset too. Okay, I'm upset about him. I'm upset about Xia. I don't know homeboy like that, but when I heard him talk and give his backstory, that nigga should have been on somebody's something. Okay, move him up to the main roster. Hell, he is Samoan. Why wasn't he in the Bloodline? Y'all could have put him in the Bloodline and then put Tamatonga over there with the OC. Like, what? I'm just saying. Like, who is outside of Triple H? Who else is a part of the creative team? Like, why when y'all don't have meetings, y'all don't gather and think about stuff like that? Okay? Like, oh, we got such and such. Why we can't move him up like y'all did let me log off here because I got so much to say and it's like this in my brain and I can't get it out fast enough. So I'm gonna just my mama say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing else at all. And I'm not gonna say nothing else because it's gonna go left real quick. I'm just like literally upset. Okay. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know? And then Xia Li could have been like, y'all could have had her move up and or be on the Smackdown side with Bayley, so that way she got somebody outside of Naomi that's gonna hold her down. Like, the only reason why the big three is together is because they rock with Naomi, even though they don't rock with Bayley. I feel like it's coming together soon. But y'all could have added Xia in there, okay? You have a fourth or fifth girl, you know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, that's Asian versus Asian. It don't matter, okay? Every woman that's in that beef is a woman of color, okay? Because you got Dakota, who's what is she? She's either Australian, New Zealand, and Samoan. Then you got the other three girls who are Damage Control. They're Japanese. I was gonna say Vietnamese. Excuse me. Then you got Jay, who's Jamaican American, and Trinity from Florida. But honestly, the way she talks sometimes, she gives me a Caribbean girl, like somebody in her family is from somewhere in the islands and they came up to Florida and been there for a while. And then you got Bianca. Like, you could have added her to the faction. I think every girl on SmackDown outside of Tiffany, I think Charlotte, is a woman of color or a woman from another country. Like, she would have fit in probably over there. Like, y'all ain't even use her. And then Cameron, like I said, y'all could have put Pete with Cameron before y'all even brought Tyler up there. I don't get it. So, yeah. I recorded that the day I found out. The first thing was it AJ Styles? Yeah, Corey called out AJ Styles, which Corey looks great in orange. And AJ came out. I still got to get used to his music. It takes me a while, you guys, like, the process, because it took me a while to process Jimmy's, and I think it's because it took me a while to process Jay's too, to be honest with you, and not because, and we heard Jay's more than Jimmy's, and the only reason why it took a while to process Jay's is because I was used to original, and the Usos version, and then Jay kind of did a remix. Jimmy's, it took a while because the beginning, and I was like, what the hell is that? Like, it threw me off. So whatever he say, and then he say and then I think, like, the little melody plays and it's like, it's phenomenal, and I was like, oh, now I have to get used to that. But AJ comes out, Corey introduces AJ, then of course the American Nightmare comes out. Mike used to be my favorite saying that, because of the raspiness in his voice when he goes, the American. The last couple weeks it sounded a little different, coming from him. I don't know if he changed it up to him saying it, or if I've become used to Sam saying it. But either way, it still sounds good. I think I'm used to Sam saying it now. But yeah, so he came out, and then Cody came out. So when they was having a conversation, people was like, this is big, especially people from Georgia, two Georgia guys, da da da. So then Cody was talking about how basically who he was trained by, and I was like, who was he trained by? I forgot. But I thought it was gonna be a contract signing, because it was two tables, I think, in the ring, and AJ was sitting at one table, and I was like, and then they did a little promo, and then I think AJ walked off, and then Cody walked off, and then as soon as Cody walked off, first, honestly, his suit threw me off because of the lighting. So I was like, and it wasn't like bad, because the wine color looks great on him. I think it was the way I was looking at it. I'm telling y'all, I've been out. Like, I've literally been up outside of that nap since 3:53 this morning. Okay. So, yeah. Then to travel 3 hours and then to be there from 10:30 to 4, and then to travel back and get here at 6. Like, it's so a lot of stuff looks distorted to me. So if I watch it like on YouTube, probably play it back, it'll probably look better. And also, I'll be tweeting and stuff live, so I might miss like 2 seconds of each thing, 2 or 3 seconds, which might be major. So then as he's leaving, and then I was like, oh, his face don't look different today. Because remember I had said something about last week, and I was like, why his face look different? And I realized it was his eyebrows. Like, they were either tinted darker or they had dark, like, makeup on it or something like that. And I said, his eyebrows aren't as dark. So I know, because I went to go get microblading done before a few times, that after a week, like, when you get microblading done, I'm not saying this is what he got. I'm just saying, when you get microblading done, whatever you do to this face, you can't do on a normal. So if you get like no facials, like you can't use like face wash. All you can do is like gently go over a cloth with it. You can't touch the eyebrows, nothing like that. It sucks, okay? And then once like a week goes by and it fades out, then you could do whatever. But for the first week, when they tell you not to touch your face, it's dark. Then it fades into the color of your skin. And if you have tougher skin, no matter what your melanin is, it's gonna fade out soon. Like, some people be like, I done had tattoos 5 years. Like, literally, like one of my nail techs was like, I was like, you got your eyebrows done? No, I had microblade 5 years. Mine don't. They be like, oh, it could last 2 years. Mine don't last past 8 months, and then they're gone. So my skin is just like, we're not doing that. But I was like, oh, okay. I was like, whatever he had on during in Europe and stuff after WrestleMania, I was like, it's not there no more. So then he walks off, and then the game comes out, and it makes you realize how even our body ages, our soul really doesn't age. Because they was like, you're getting older. I saw this meme on Instagram. You're getting older when your favorites are getting older or they die. And I thought of him because I'm like, in my brain, even still, and I know he's the head of creative and stuff, but my brain, every time that song comes out, I'm thinking of the hair, the gear, him about to do the match. Like, literally, because it takes me back to the Attitude Era. But like I was saying prior to, the reason why I call it, I'm fused it to Triple H cinema era, is because, yes, this is his era. This is when he takes over everything, stuff like that. But I took the cinema era part from like that because of him, and he engages in so many storylines, and they're long term. And you give us the detail, and people's like, it's basically a male soap opera, but it's literally cinema. You hear me? Like, literally, that's why I was calling it the Triple H cinema era, because it's his era, but it's literally cinema. We're getting long drawn out storylines. Like the WrestleMania situation was like an ending to a bomb movie that we've been watching for 2.5, 3 years. Look, I still got my sticker on from when I went to his field trip. From like, you know what I'm saying? Like that thing, and then the carrying thing people were confused about. And he has, to me, one of those, if this is his concept of stuff, he has one of those genius mindsets, because when he was like, because at first we was like, last year and a year and a half before that, we said, why the hell he keep attacking these people random? But every person he's attacked, it's turned heelish or heel or crazy as hell. Like, he did that to Drew. Drew been a menace with social media, which I found hilarious, okay? He's done it to AJ. And after that, AJ done got attacked by the Bloodline. Man come back with longer hair and more buff. And I keep saying, the longer his hair, the more heel he becomes. Okay? He done did it to Shinsuke. Shinsuke went on Raw and was crazy as hell and been attacking everybody. I love Shinsuke on Raw. Like, I be getting my whole life when he does his promos. And then I forgot who else he might attack, but every person that he has crossed paths with have turned heel. Like, except for the Pride. They done tried. I done watched the pivot. People, we love them too much for them to turn heel. Okay. So, yeah, when they come out, what's it? Yeah. So that's why it's cinema, because I was like, that's long term. I didn't even expect that. And at the beginning of the show, when it was like Roman is not going to be joining the draft, I said, so he's going to undrafted like Brock. I said, that's cinema right there, because people was upset. I was like, that means he could go to either brand whenever. I was like, that adds more layers and details to the Bloodline story, because with Jay being on Raw, this is before Jay got drafted. So before he got drafted, people was like, who are your number one picks? And I said, put on there, I said Bianca and Jay. Literally, before the show started. And as soon as they said Bianca number one, Jay number two, I said, I told you. I said, I know when I know. And people was like, they were surprised that Seth wasn't number one. Which I get. I understand. Seth is my man, okay? Love Seth. But even with him being the champion, Jay has had an incredible 4 years. And in the past 7 months since he's been on Raw, he has had an incredible 7 months. Not taking nothing away from Seth. Seth does his thing. He is really a fighting, working champion. Sad that he's recovering from his knee surgery, but I'm glad he's putting his health first. Like, he added the layer that needed to be added to WrestleMania. He is the MVP of WrestleMania. There is no WrestleMania finale. It wouldn't have been as great as it was without Seth. Even now, watching the playback of like Seth dapping up Cody, I still get emotional about. It's just like with Bayley and Survivor Series, how all the girls on the opposite team, Becky and Charlotte and all them was trying to attack Damage Control, and Bayley took the hit for all of them. She was MVP that night. Seth has really been the MVP, okay? He done fought. He done had hella matches, incredible matches against Drew, against Seth, Shinsuke, daggone against, he's even fought Sammy and Jay. Like, he's had Finn, he's had incredible matches. But the difference is, this is for me, we know where he's going. It's not unpredictable. Not unless they agree. You know what I'm saying? And I know you have no way of controlling that because you're still a contract employee. But most married people I know stay together. And because we know that the people that are champions are staying on the brands that they stand on, Becky staying on Raw, we know Seth won't stay on Raw. Okay? That's just like Sam and Ricochet. Now I thought about it. Sam is announcing on Raw. I mean on Raw. So of course Ricochet's gonna stay on Raw. Just like they did Bianca on SmackDown. I said, well, we know where the Street Profits stand. There's no need to really draft them. Like, if you put it together like that, like Damian is a part of Raw because he's the champion. Well, we know where the Judgment Day is gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me see. The IC title, Sammy. Excuse me. Damian is and then, okay. So then with the Kabuki Warriors men on SmackDown, and that's not until Backlash, not unless something happens after that, we know where they're going to be at. You know what I'm saying? They're probably going to stay on SmackDown. Then you got, wherever Naomi going, Jimmy is going. They're married. Like you know, stuff like that is happening. And since Andrade, did I get his name right? Because y'all not be calling him Dre, is on the SmackDown. I said, when Charlotte come back, that means she's coming back to SmackDown. They're married. And then Ludwig and Tiff are dating. So I don't know. And this is my personal opinion. I'm gonna get to that later. I'm gonna get to her and him later. Okay, so yeah. So they come out and then Carmelo got drafted second. Was not surprised. People were like, wow, this has never happened. And I said, honestly, I thought he was gonna get drafted last year. Okay, for Smackdown. I said, but this year was the perfect timing for him. Not only did he develop his skill more, it caused him to have a storyline against his brother Trick Mellow Gang and create incredible matches. It caused him to um, get eyes on him from WWE main roster for people that don't watch it, because he's been on the main roster a few times. And I was like, he's been on the main roster I think last year more than he was the year before. Like prior, he would sit in the audience and he might do one match, but he's never had matches on. You see what I'm saying? And then yeah, so I was like, and then the promos and stuff have gotten better. So I was like, this year he's definitely ready. So when he got drafted, I was excited because I was like, no, we're gonna be continuing the Carmelo Solo beef from NXT. If y'all let Solo talk, because now in Pittsburgh then started booing him, who knows? Well, we don't even know if they're gonna let that man talk now, since they basically pulled a Dom on him. But I was like, that's another layer added to the Bloodline story. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be interesting. And then he come out and challenge Cody. And then somebody in the audience was like, whoop his ass, Cody. And it was like, they caught that on camera. On camera, like the mic caught that. And I was cracking up. And I was like, I wonder how this is going to be. I was like, because I know, I think when Cody recovered from torn pec, I think he went to the Performance Center and he was training with Melo. So this is going to be an interesting match. Like I was excited to see them two in the ring interact with each other. And then after that, it was the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma, per usual, which Lucha Group was better. Loved Dragon Lee's blue gear, like the sequence, all of that. Loved it. And then Berto, I was confused because last week I was like, did he tear his pants gear? Like, did he tear it? And then when I looked at it, I said, oh, so it's made like that. I said, now that I know that's made like that, I love it like that. Like, it's different. It's different. Never seen that before. Like, it flails off towards the knee. And then he has a knee pad on. And then he has his boot all the way up. I like it, though. I ain't going to hold you. So then after that, the whole match, of course, LWO win. Love Zelina's 90s year look. I forgot who she reminded me of. To me, no, it was kind of giving me like Left Eye TLC, like in the 90s, with the tube top and then the baggy pants and the hair and the two ponytails. But yeah, that's exactly what it was giving me, Left Eye. Because I think yesterday was the anniversary of her passing, like her 22nd anniversary. And it gave me Left Eye. I don't know if that's who she was paying homage to, but that's what I was getting. So then Santos comes out in his suit with Elektra and stuff like that, and was like showing the footage, and they showed Carlito, attacking Dragon. And I was like, I done told y'all. So then Angel laughing, talking about some, you done told him. And then Carlito hit the code breaker on Dragon and then goes out into the audience confused. And then Ray and Zelina. Let me tell you something about Zelina. She's an actress, okay? Because she sell that emotion. You hear me? She be like, what are you doing? Like, if it's anybody's going to sell you some emotion, female-wise, Zelina got that down. You hear me? what are you doing? Da, da, da. And I was like, that segment to me was kind of stale. And I say that because Carlito, I don't think sold it well. Like, Santos sold his part well. We know Zelina sold her part well. But like when he came, he looked confused. Oh, now that was supposed to be the reaction. He looked confused and then he looked lost, like he didn't know what to do. Then he did the code break or whatever he called it, his version of it, and then got into the audience, and I was like, and walked away, and I was so confused, and I was like, is he supposed to look like that? Like for me, if I was going to attack someone LWO, and they showed it, I'd have looked confused, like, and then I would have probably hit him like this or something, code breaker him, like my whole face expression would have changed to make it look like sinister. Then when it ran up out of there, it's like was like every person that Ray has gotten with has turned on him. He was like, Ray is the problem. And I was like, Ray, it's not Ray that's the problem. I said, because technically Santos didn't turn on him. Santos tried to tell him it wasn't him. I said he didn't believe him. I said, Ray's discernment is off. I said he too old not to have discernment. And we talk about selling emotion and stuff. Cause I was like, I knew Carlito did it during that PLE in November. I think when it was Santos versus Ray, or it was Smackdown or PLE, I can't remember. And when he said what he said, I was like, that don't even sound right. I was like, I didn't even tweet much that match, and I was like, and I done seen that play for play, and I know that's wrong. And I think I said last week or the week before, I said if Santos, they end up exposing Carlito, then Ray needs to apologize to Santos, but Santos doesn't need to rejoin LWO. Like he needs to stay with Legado del Fantasma, because you don't want to be. Let's keep it real. If this was out in the real world, you will accept the apology. But you're not gonna forget that this person that's supposed to be down for you, or you was down for them real bad, and they instantly turn on you because somebody new come on a group, and they not taking no word for it, not looking at no type of evidence or solution. Like, okay, now I know this person for how many every years. This might not be the case. Don't sound like them. Now, I'm not saying that some people can't instantly turn after you know them half your life, because that does happen. But I'm saying, like, you ain't even try to look into it. So even if he gets the apology, don't go back to LWO. Stay with Legado del Fantasma. Like, they as bad as they are, they didn't turn on you. They at least believed you. You know what I'm saying? So, but when Santos put that hair back in his braid, he turned back face. So I was like, ever since he done hit Ray, his hair been out. I said, I guess that's the heel Santos, because before he had the braid. It's certain little stuff like that you can tell when a person changes character. Like AJ in a longer hair and buffness, and then Santos no longer wears the braid, and then Solo in these suits, and now he added gloves to the suits. So excuse me, it's stuff like that. It's little details that each superstar does, if you take notice or not, when they're turning or when they've turned. They have either something different with their gear, something different with their hair, something different with their makeup. It's not just the attitude. It's something else that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like when Big Dog left, Roman took them contacts out, thank God. Like it wasn't the tackle vest for me. Like I could do with it without him. It was them contacts for me. And I don't know if he got them as part of his look, or if he needed glasses and he wore contacts and chose color ones and then got LASIK or what. But like once he got rid of those, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Like I couldn't do I personally didn't like him. I didn't like him personally, but other people might love him, but I didn't. So then we had, so then they had the next round draft pick. So when they had said Randy, I was like, oh, I would love to see Randy versus Bron. And then before that, I said, so since some of these NXT people got signed to certain brands, are they staying with their brands? So then after they said Randy was on SmackDown, then it was like Bron is on Raw. I said, well, I guess Randy versus Bron gonna be out. And then Bron had fought Cedric. And I was like, ooh, Cedric's out in the ring. And then I got upset because I was like, well, never mind. Bron pinned Cedric. And we was talking about squash matches and stuff like that. And I get it. But I'm like, y'all done had this whole promo with Cedric and Adonis being a tag team. Didn't put them in none of the brackets for these tag teams. And we don't want to just see them on WWE Speed. Like, we want to see them on TV and not just smash matches. Like, why don't you guys have them on as a tag team? Is it because you can't find a story for them? Is it because, like, what's the deal? Oh, like, I'm upset about that. Okay? Because when I first saw a WWE event, it was October 2022 in Charlotte. Me and my son's first WWE event. And the dark match opening was Cedric, and the other person doesn't even work here no more. And I was like, he's only done, I think, dark matches in the past 2 years I watched. Maybe like 1 or 2 televised matches. And then probably house shows. Like, we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he has a lot. Y'all know he's talented. Because when he fought Dragon Lee 2 or 3 times, them were good matches. Okay? It was just like, why are we not utilizing him? Just like some of these other people. That's why I mentioned what I mentioned. Like, there needs to be a cap on some of these hires, because it's just, if you're not going to add another day, just don't. And it's certain companies that don't even hire anymore after, and I don't care how big they are. Like, say, I don't want to say like, I'm gonna just use a random company like Disney. They hire 1,200 people in corporate, and I'm including Disney as a whole. So that means ABC, ESPN, Disney Cruise Lines, Disney World, Disneyland, all the Disney World, Disneylands. What else they own? Marvel, all of that. And corporate itself is what, 1,200 people, let's say, random. They're going to keep hiring people, but they're going to be the people that does grunt work jobs because they have the fit for it. You know what I'm saying? As far as grunt work jobs, like the character people that work in like Disney parks, stuff like that, customer service. But they're not going to bring up to the main roster, if we're going to say it like that to break it down, corporate, and have 1,500 people in corporate, knowing they only have 1,200 spots to fill and let people shine. They have a cutoff. Like, y'all need to do that, okay? I know I reiterated earlier, but y'all figure something out, okay? So then Solo come out then, Solo come out the vehicle. And someone's like, Solo's not selling for me, whatever. I was like, this is how you know y'all just know Solo from the main roster. I was like, cause I loved NXT Solo, okay? Like, I've been waiting for him to talk, okay? I've been waiting for him to talk. That's why I'm excited about Carmelo coming to SmackDown. But he came out. I said, oh, so he adding gloves this week. Well, if he had gloves last week, I was not paying attention. I said, gloves mean he could hurt somebody and not leaving no fingerprints. I said, that's kind of like mafia stuff. And I was like, it's kind of giving like the Godfather commercial they did for WrestleMania 39. You know what I'm saying? When the Bloodline was portraying that, I was like, he's literally, and at the end, he was like, you really are a funny tribal chief. And he basically took over. I was like, that's exactly what it's given. Okay. So then he came out, asked if they got drafted or not, asked them why. And then I think KO came, attacked him. Toma came out, and I started crying laughing because I was like, I've never seen Paul move so fast in his life. I was like, Paul don't want the smoke. Like when I say he got the hell out the way, he got the hell out the way. Okay. So then my girl, y'all know my girl, Bianca comes out. Outfit, gorgeous. The beating, everything. Like literally, it's given like homemade beating. Someone personally made that for her. Excuse me. It's given like a reception at a wedding type situation. You know how when the girls have these beautiful, beautiful gowns at their wedding, and for the reception they want to wear something that's more comfortable that they could dance in, but it's still beautiful. That's what that looked like. Like something she would wear at like a wedding, or if she was headlining a concert. Okay. And then Asuka came. Then the Kabuki Warriors came out, and I love Asuka. She gives her life. She dances like no one's watching. Then music came out. She started dancing. Okay. And when she started dancing, I said, okay, Asuka. And I said, Bianca giving a look, okay? Looks gorgeous. Asuka looks gorgeous. I said, Asuka got her stomach out. We could see the abs. She is dancing, loving life. I'm like, and then to me, Kairi always looks pretty. Like, and it's like so simplistic. I don't know. She has a pretty face, but I'm like, the way that her hair and her makeup is done, to me, is so artistic. Like, I love it. I love her look. So then Jade come out. And I'm like, okay, Jade. Like, her outfit literally gave me Beyonce. I could have sworn Beyonce wore that at one of her concerts or something similar. So the four of them ate. They all look gorgeous to me. And I said, when did the StormEST duo get announced, the match with the Kabuki Warriors? Like, we knew it was coming last Friday, but like, I didn't know that was official. So then four is arguing, which is part of the show, like the layering of that. And then KO and Tama come out and fight, and they all in the ring. And then Solo attacks him from behind. And I'm like, you know what would be funny? If Jimmy came out and attacked his brother just because of what happened to him. Okay? So then Randy come out. I was like, oh. So people was like, that's unexpected. And I was surprised too. Not because they didn't have an alliance before. Because I know their WrestleMania match, them two realized that they had to fight each other. And Randy had to try to sneak and fight KO like he wasn't looking. And didn't see. That's all surprised he helped up. So when KO came and hugged Randy, and then he went out to try to go take, and Randy was like, wait, and ran out. And I was like, oh, Lord. So, I think after that, doing a commercial or something like that, Nick was like, it's going to be the Bloodline versus Randy and KO. And then it's going to be the RKO show next week. And I said, oh, so they have the Bloodline on here next week? Because it said RKO. And then the background, the red artistry looked like it was Samoan design. I was like, I don't know how that's going to go down. Okay, that's who they're supposed to have on this show next week. Okay? Because I was like, that's going to be interesting. Okay. Also, every Friday they show that Snickers commercial with the Street Profits. I crack up every time like I've never seen it before. And it's because of Montez's, his charisma. And I was like, and this is why I feel like he needs to be a singles champ. Not only is he talented in the ring, I'm like, he's charismatic, he's funny, like he cuts good promos, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to be like serious, like, and then the commercial, like, he needs to be a single. I don't care if it's IC champ, whatever. So, and then I was like, I already knew they was gonna do a appearance or match with them today because they're in Cincinnati. I was like, Dawkins is from Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. I was like, of course they're gonna have them. So then Nick comes out. Tiffany comes out to talk to Nick. Nick comes out and she was like, it's Tiffany time. I love Nick too because he said, I don't have Tiffany time on my watch. She was like, well, who discussed that match, wanted that match? And I thought it was going to be like Bianca or something like that, or Naomi. And it was Bailey. And I was surprised. Bailey's hair looked good. I like the way that she customized her shirt. Like, it's her shirt, but she cut the thing right here to make the V-neck. And it's, like, it was cute. And then, so they ended up doing Naomi and Tiff again. Which I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? It's, they're both very athletic, very talented, but I don't want it to become redundant like how Santos versus Carlito was. After like the third match, he was like, okay, like we know who's going to win. You know what I'm saying? With them, it's 50-50 chance. It's the gymnast versus the dancer. But at the same time, I'm like, we want to kind of see something new. We was like, we don't want to see Tiffany against Bailey by herself. But we also, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen Bailey versus Naomi, kind of, because she messed up that match. So, they ended up fighting. And, the fight was going pretty well. Bailey was sitting ringside. And then Nia comes out of nowhere. And I forgot she got drafted to Smackdown. And attacks Bailey. And people's like, this is what happens when you're the champion. So I said, I have a couple questions. I said, so does this mean, is Nia attacking her because she's the champion? Or is Nia attacking her because she's the ally to Tiffany? And then people were like, and then I was like, well, since she's going to be on SmackDown, is she going to be part of the Bloodline? Like, I've been asking for months. Since she done did the one at the Hall of Fame. And then doing the Uso segment for WrestleMania. She's basically on Jimmy's side. She was on the No Yeet side. But she was in that. She made a cameo. So I was like, is she going to be in it? And then also have singles matches? And then I was like, yeah, so when she got attacked, that ended the match. I was like, okay, triple threat. Knew that was going to happen. And then people were like, some people was like, oh, I don't want a triple threat. I was like, I don't mind a triple threat. You know what I'm saying? I just want a good performance, like a good match. And I know that the three of them are going to deliver a good match. And this is why I said I was going to bring up what I was going to bring up later. Oh, and then people was like, they didn't want Naomi, Nia to be a jobber like she was. She's basically a jobber at Raw. I said, first of all, Nia, and I beg to differ on that too, Nia in the past year has helped carry the women's division in Raw. Like, if it wasn't a story evolved around Becky, it was either Rhea or Nia. Okay? And then I was like, I don't classify her as a jobber because my son looks up random YouTube videos, even on still with wrestling, and he'll look up highlights and stuff. So he showed me this either TikTok or this YouTube video of like what is the percentage of wins each like legend or Hall of Famer has. And I said, if you know, and I put this in my tweet, I was like, most people we consider legends only win 35 to 47% of their matches. Like, when you're starting out, you don't win that many matches because you're not at the top yet. You have to work your way up. And then when you're slowing down, you don't win that many matches either because you're putting over the new talent. So it's only that peak in the middle when you're working your way up, when you're in your peak and before you go, that you're probably winning most of them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, she's not a jobber. Like I don't get that from her. Like Nia was a very important part of Raw. She held Raw women's division down. And like I mentioned before, and I've said it many times, the women's division of Raw a lot of times carried Raw over the men. Okay? The men's division, as of the past 4 months, have gotten better. We'll say 6 months. 6 months will be in October. Right around, I'm gonna say out of Survivor Series. So 5 months have gotten better. But the women, the past 2 years, even including Survivor Series, have held it down. Okay? Nia has been a part of that. So I don't see her like that. And then I was saying when I was like couples are normally together, I was like, I don't know where Ludwig is going. And I feel like he should stay at Raw. But I said Tiffany, I feel like she'll be better off as a draft pick at Raw. And I'm not saying that because I feel like they're trying to put her over and I was getting annoyed with it. Not saying that because of that. I'm saying honestly because I know she is very talented and has very, very talented. When I saw her compete as an NXT champion, because when they gave her the title out of nowhere, I was like, who is this girl? Like, and I was like, okay, now I see why she's champion. Like, I feel like Raw would be a better fit for her only because there's more women on that roster. If they're trying to keep her at the at the level that she's at or to go higher, she's going to need to be, I feel like, on the Raw roster. This is before the draft. Okay? So I don't know who's going to where. But I was like, I feel like with like her being on the Raw roster with like Rhea or Natalia or Shayna or Becky, you know what I'm saying? Or who else? Even like Tegan, or I was gonna say Nia, but she just got drafted, or Liv. Like, it's so many women that are vets there that I feel like she can learn from. And I feel like her style is more towards some of their style, if that makes sense. Like because to me, like I've mentioned before, Raw to me seems a little more cutthroat. And SmackDown seems a little more family friendly, even though we see the Bloodline beating up KO and stuff like that. Like if I feel like if the Bloodline was on Raw and it's beating up KO, it'll be way worse than when they do it on SmackDown. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's cable TV. But yeah. So then WWE was talking to Braxton about their promo, and B-Fab was talking about it don't matter. We're going to be on Raw because we're going to be the champs and stuff like that. And then A-Town Down Under come out with the belts. And actually, now that it's hanging on them, it looks better than when it was sitting on the table. I will say that. Okay? It's growing on me. But I still love the Raw one better. So, and I also said that I love KO and Bailey because they will wear other people's shirts. You know what I mean? Like, he had on the Awesome Truth shirt today. And then like on Up, Down, Down, she's had on his shirts and all of that. I love when superstars are supporting other stars. But I also like it because sometimes you look on like WWE Shop, which I visit often. Okay? And you'll see certain shirts. You're like, I wonder, that's cute, but I wonder how it look. And then you'll see it on a celebrity or somebody. And you're like, oh, okay. Now I have to get it. Like, that's what WWE Shop is missing. So, for the people, if you go on websites like, you know, Amazon, Walmart, Shein, maybe Macy's and stuff like that, like you'll see Express, you'll see people wearing the shirts, and you can, and even with like Shein, you could, when you do like a certain size shirt and they have pictures at the bottom, you can like filter it to like small, medium, large, so you can see what size looks like what on what person, so you could know what's one, so you'll know what size you need to get, and two, you'll know what it looks like. So like if you're looking through a lot of pictures, you're like, okay, her and I have the same body shape. What does it look like on her? Okay, it looks like that on me. Like that probably helps so much better for WWE, because even with measurements and stuff like that, some people it's still not. Some people, one, don't measure, and then two, okay, my chest measures like it says, but my shoulders are broad. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like people's body shapes are different. So like to see it on someone, it's better. So then they come up and he's like, it doesn't matter, whatever. And then Grayson makes a joke about the Cincinnati Bengals, which I find is funny because I'm a Ravens fan, so we're in the same AFC division. And but I will say with us, the Browns, the Bengals, the Steelers, the past few years, our records have been steady. Like we don't have a blowout team and then a real sucky team like some divisions have. And I be like, how do y'all, like some divisions be like the top team be like 11-3, and then you'll have one that's like 7-4, one that's like 5-6, and then the last one was like 2-12 or something like that. You were like, what? Like did you even show up for practice? Like not ours. Ours is like we're literally a game or two away from switching positions. And that's what makes our AFC like division like really, really such a good rivalry and matches to watch. Literally. Because last season I was like, if we had lost one more match, we wouldn't have been in the playoffs. Like it would have been the Steelers and I'd have been pissed. Okay. But yeah. So then he said something about that. You could hear the whole town crowd booing, boo. And then I forgot what Grayson Austin said. And was just saying, why are you so loud? Like I said, I was cracking up. So then when they came towards them, Bobby came and smashed them. I was like, okay, pride, the pride. And I was like, I'm calling them what YouTube call them because I'm tired, okay? WWE YouTube call them the pride. I'm calling them the pride because I'm tired of seeing Bobby and them two now. Okay? So Bobby and, see, I was about to say Bobby and them versus A-Town down in the, what is going on with my eye? So then after that, it was a promo or a segment with Karrion. I ain't even see who he was beating up. I think I took my glasses off or something for a second. I just looked at his jacket and then took my started tweeting and was fixing my eye because my eyes been acting up all day. And the first thing I was like, I like his jacket. Okay. I was like, I like that jacket now. And I was confused too because when Kofi had presented the belt to somebody from the Patriots, and I was like, why are they doing that and we in Cincinnati? I forgot Kofi is from Boston. So I was like, okay. Like, that threw me off for a second. But it's interesting to see where they'll go. The Final Testament will go. I don't know if they still have an open story with the Pride or not. But if not, they could go as a faction, go and terrorize somebody else. So then the last thing was Carmelo versus Cody. And Carmelo, let me tell you something. That barber did his job, okay? That edge up he gave Carmelo, the little with the designs, I said he did that, okay? Two things I know for sure how to do, okay? It's math and hair. If I don't know how to do nothing else, okay? Nothing else, okay? I can figure out how to do somebody's math homework. All my nieces, all my cousins call me still. And I'm mid-30s. I ain't been in school in 20 years, okay? But if I could look Google, like the basic, it comes back to me like that. Math and hair. And I've been doing my hair since I was 10 because my mom is the only girl. Her mom passed away, so my grandfather used to pay for her to get her hair done. She can't do hair to save her life. So after a while, thank God I had aunts on my dad's side. After a while, I learned how to do my own hair because I'm like, I'm getting to the age, you're not about to set me up looking in school. And now I could literally, if I don't know how to do a style, I can go on YouTube and look at it. Just look at how to do the video. Do it like that. My hairstyle I did yesterday, just from looking at YouTube. I ain't even experienced my hair. Like, let me try. Yep, I just look at it and do it. Like, there's 2 things I know how to do. No, and manage. I'm a good manager. And I think that plays into the fact that I'm the oldest grandchild and child. So, but his hair was I was like, okay, barber, okay. Like, so then I was ready to see this match because I was like, yeah, I know that they practice and stuff like that. And then I was like, I can't remember, is this for the title? Before that, my girl Liv is staying at NXT, Raw. So I was like, oh, both of my girls aren't on the same brand still. But then I was like, so the storyline with her, Rhea, and Becky will go on. So that's going to be exciting. And then Ricochet is staying on Raw, but we know because Sam is there. But then they was like, he's almost WWE Speed Champion. I was like, they got a Speed Championship belt? Is it like a belt? Or is it just like a title type situation? Like, oh, you won, you champion. And then, who else? I forgot. And it was like, I think somebody was like, so are they going to name the rest of the people online like they did last year? And I said, I think they'll do that after probably the Raw draft, right? Because that would make no sense. Well, how many people are we doing in a round? Like, are we just doing the rounds that we saw on TV, or was it like 10 rounds and we only did 6 on TV, so you gotta do 4 online? Like, I wasn't paying attention to that part. But yeah, because I was like, I can't wait, because I was like, Ricochet is another person. I was like, we need to see more of him, and I'm glad we're seeing more of him. I honestly thought Ivar would be. Oh, and somebody was like, they thought Drew was gonna be over Seth or something like that, and I was like, no. I was like, if Seth was number 2 pick, in my mind, Drew was definitely number 3. Okay, I was like, Drew's social media and stuff has only gotten good in the past like 4 or 5 months. Like, he was not like that at the beginning of the year. He was trying to get his title shot like he's been doing the past 2 years, even with Sheamus as the Banger Bros, and then them breaking up, and then Sheamus going back to the Brawling Brutes and stuff like that. Like, even with all of that, he wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? He just recently got like that. And then the social media is adding icing to the cake. So, I say I'll put him at the highest number 3, but not the second. No. And that's just me just saying. But I'm interested to see. Oh, and then the Alpha Academy got drafted, and I was surprised because I was like, so is Chad still in the Alpha Academy even though he turned on Sammy? Like, that's interesting. But I ain't watched Monday. Y'all know last Monday I watched the week before last Monday. Like, this past Monday I watched last week's Monday. That's because I've been having a lot going on lately. Transitioning. So, between like employment and stuff like that. So it's a lot when you work temp jobs and all of that. So that's what I've been doing on top of my mom stuff, and then my son's coaching stuff, and then his school stuff and trying to keep the house clean. Like it's just me, so it's a lot. But and then church stuff, and then trying to show up for my nieces and nephews, especially when their other aunts and uncles can't come, or like my nephews in Pee Wee flag football, and my brother's a coach, and then my sister-in-law couldn't come because she had to go out of town for work, so me and my son came. Like, so it's, I try to show up for family when I can, and be supportive on top of all that. So it gets a lot sometimes. So like watching stuff that I plan on watching takes a back seat. And then the past 2 weeks I've been so tired when I come in the door after I fed my son and go to sleep. I fall asleep on the couch. Like I put my son to bed at 9:30. I'm normally up to like 11:30, maybe 12. I came downstairs at 9:40 and cut off the TV because I was like, I'm going to pray, then I'm going to read. Fell asleep in 10 minutes. Woke up, it was 1 a.m. I don't even remember falling asleep. Went back upstairs, and then I think stayed up. I couldn't sleep, read some more until like 3:30, and then slept from like 3 till my alarm went off to get my son up at 8. And luckily, because I'm a mid-shift worker, I don't have to be to work until 10:30, and his school doesn't start till 9:20. We get up at 8. But I was like, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. That's probably why my body reacted the way it did early this morning, even worse than what it would normally do. So, and I had just talked about if you don't rest your body, I'll let you know. I didn't even take my own advice. But yeah, so Cody came out, Carmelo came out. I'm trying to figure out how he wrestled with that chain on. Did he have that chain on when he was wrestling? Because if he did, that is impressive. Okay? Not saying that. First of all, I'm saying that because the chain could break depending on what move you could do. You know what I'm saying? 2, I think it had horns on each side. So I'm like, if it goes like this and it hits you on accident, my eye. And then sorry. Yeah, so that's the first thing I looked at when he came out, and I was like, okay. And then y'all, my eyes been acting up all. There it is. I had a hair in it. Okay, so yeah, so they were wrestling. It was a good match and stuff like that. And then he hit him with a face breaker. Carmelo hit Cody with a face breaker, and I was like, oh, that was good. So then, I don't know what happened after that. I think Cody hit him with a Cody cutter, and I said, oh, that's gonna be it. Nope, wasn't it. Both of them in the ring. I said, they tired as hell. I said, look at them. I said, they trying to give us their best. I can't knock them for it. I said, but they look exhausted. You hear me? They out here trying to outdo. We got Melo making his official debut on Smackdown, and he's main eventing it. And then he tried to hit him with the crossroads. It didn't work. And then they both went for the same move, looked like, and both ended up on the mat. And then when Melo hit Cody with face breaker, he tried to go on the top rope. Cody had moved and got up quick. And I said, he done got up quick. I said, I don't know what. And as soon as he got up, he was out over there, like hands on his thighs, out of breath. I'm like, yeah, they tired. Like, they trying to give us their best in a short amount of time. I was like, but because they're moving so fast, you get exhausted faster. Now I get why Like Roman and the Usos slow the match down when they fight. So I'm like, we ain't even probably 3 minutes in and they are exhausted. You hear me? So then they come out and then Cody hits Carmelo with uh, um brain is going my brain. Not the Cody, the Crossroads. My brain wanted to say Tombstone. That I was thinking of Undertaker. Speaking of, I did not like Michelle's look. That might just be my opinion. I know it's just my opinion, and I'm saying that because she had the like the hair slicked back look, but her makeup aged her, and I don't know if it was the black eyeliner underneath, but I'm like, whatever they did made her age look more like, you know what I'm saying? I said, because I don't watch her on a couple of his podcast shows, okay? Because now, you know, I say I be working and random stuff comes up and plays back to back, and a couple of Undertakers, what's it called, 6 Feet Under podcast, comes up, and she's been on a few of them, and I'm like, I know she has the long weave extensions. I'm like, even her with natural makeup or no makeup, she doesn't look as old as she did in the draft. Like, I don't know. Like, body look great. But anyway, and Cody hit him with the Crossroads, and I said, ooh. Because the first thing I saw, I said either his shoulder or his head. I said, that didn't land right. So then Melo lost. I don't know what Cody said to him, whatever. Having cramps right now. And sorry. And after that he was like this. And I said, yeah. I said, I knew that was a long landing. I said, because it looked like it hurt. But I'm glad he got the debut. And people were cheering for him. Oh, and then they said Kiana James got drafted to Raw. It kind of threw me because I was tweeting, and the way it was like, she's going to be good with SmackDown. I was like, is she going to SmackDown or Raw? Because then she had on the Raw hat, and I said, okay, she's going to Raw. So then when they said something about the NXT titles up for grabs, and I said, are they talking about the women's NXT title? And I was like, somebody informed me, because I haven't been watching NXT for a couple weeks either. And I was like, I could have sworn Roxanne was an NXT Women's Champion. So what's happening? Are they talking about the PLE they about to have? Or are they just saying in general, like, she has to vacate the title? Because I'm totally confused. Like, I don't know what's happening. Okay. But, yeah. Like, the only thing I'm sad about tonight is I didn't get to, is production. Like, there were no camera angles. I know because it's a draft, certain camera angles, there was no effects and graphics showing when people came out because it was a lot to pack in 2 hours and stuff like that. So I was like, oh. But other than that, like, it's very good. And I said, I wonder how long us fans can keep up the sold out. And I know they say that forever. They're like, we're live and it's sold out such. I've been to a couple shows and they were like, no, they're not. I could see it. But I've literally been to the one they had a month and a half ago, and it was sold out. I'm going to the one next month. And I said, if they keep this streak up and I want to go somewhere, like the DC area, Nashville area, Philly area, North Carolina area, Florida area where all my folks are, and I can't get no ticket, or say I like forget to buy 2 tickets and it's sold out, I'm gonna be mad. Like, that's why I was like, how long is this? Because when they send me the emails, be like, we're selling tickets for this show. Go ahead and put in the password and get the when I tell you I get the email like 10 a.m. and I log in at 12. Half the VIP sections for the first 5 rows be sold out already. I'm like, dang. So then, like, for those who don't know, they cut off certain sections when you put in the code to get access to those sections first, and then they open up the rest of it to everyone else. But if you have the money, it's best to get it then. For those who don't buy tickets or never bought them tickets, because when you get them from like SeatGeek and stuff, double and triple the price. Okay, like those front rows sometimes don't even cost as much as they have them go for on SeatGeek, or what's the other one called? I don't know. Select ticket or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I gotta watch last week's Raw, even though I know Becky's the kind I still need to see. I need to see what else goes on. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for this year. Because when I got done watching, when I started watching the next month of May of 2022, I was like, okay, everything was like, the ending kind of a little bit, 1 or 2 of the weeks was still, but it was overall a good year when I was watching. And 2023 was an excellent year. And I was like, 2022 is a good year. And I was like, how is it going to 2023 going to outdo 2022? Surpass my expectation. So God only knows how good this year's going to be. I'm excited. Okay. Sell all the emotions. Sell the anger, the happiness, all that. Like, I'm here for it all. Okay. And I know my neighbor tired of me because when certain people win certain titles, I'm screaming. My son don't even pay me no attention no more. I'm like, ah. And then he like, at first he's like, but I was like, it's no different than me watching like basketball and yelling at the screen. So, or my son watching soccer. So, yeah, I hope you all guys have a great week. If you didn't have a good one this week, sorry about that. Yeah, it always gets better. Remember that the sun shines. It's always darkest before the dawn. That's true. So that means you can go through hell in a handbasket before you get blessed. It always seems like it's no hope and everything is lost before something great happens. That's always the case. When you feel like you're getting tried or tested the most, that's because you're about to get blessed. Okay? So keep that in mind and keep pushing. And don't do it alone. If you feel like you need help, even though it might be hard for you to ask, or you're struggling, find some people that you are safe with. Don't tell everybody. Just people that you know you are safe with. People that you can talk to, that you can talk to them when you're upset, or when you're vulnerable and you feel like crying, or you're happy, or you're joyful, or you're scared, and they don't hold it against you. They let you talk your feelings out. If you need advice, they give you sound advice. If you need to be checked, because sometimes as friends we do, they would do it with love. Like, tell them people, ask them people for help. Let them talk to those people. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling outside if you have a therapist or not. But this is why it's good to have relationships with people. But do that, because no, we're not meant to do life alone. We're not meant to do life alone. Okay? So you don't feel like you're lonely and going through a struggle by yourself. Talk to someone that you are safe with. Find your safe people. Okay? Anyways, love you all. Bye.